Here's why Marlon Wayans' cancel culture slam went viral. And this whole cancel culture thing is straight up out of the Nazi censorship playbook. Anything that goes against the ideology or the mainstream media, they want to cancel. And it's ridiculous. And we need to continue to call them out on that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. When you hit that alarm bell, you can change it from personal to all. That way you get all the notifications because I put out stuff sporadically throughout the day. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. And there's also a link to my Instagram where I put out tons of news throughout the day there as well. So check that out as well. All right, let's talk about this news. The mainstream media has taken a side on cancel culture, and there's an easy way to spot it. Most outlets put the term in scare quotes, suggesting that cancel culture isn't real, or they'll preface the phrase with so called, as implying it's a figment of Trump America's imagination. We know that's false, and the examples hit us across the cultural landscape on a weekly basis. Plus, poll after poll shows Americans are afraid to speak their minds for fear of the consequences. I'm not one of them. I tell people how I feel. Whatever happens, happens. But I'm always going to tell you what I believe on things. I'm not going to hold my tongue for anyone. I wasn't raised that way. And when comedians run afoul of the woke mob, reporters' tone suggests they shouldn't even spoken up in the first place, which is another ridiculous stance to take. You should want. I don't understand what's wrong with having discord. You might not agree with that individual, but they have a right to tell you how they feel. If you don't agree with them, then you tell them your point of view. It's nothing wrong with that. So when someone speaks the truth about cancel culture, we pay attention because we understand the threat it poses to art and the culture at large. And the press, as biased as it is in the 21st century, is forced to share those truths. Those clicks matter most of all to them. We saw an early example of this in 2015. Comedian Jerry Seinfeld, beloved for his squeaky clean material, went viral when he shared why he doesn't play university gigs anymore. Quote, I don't play colleges, but I hear a lot of people tell me don't go near colleges. They're so PC. And Seinfeld added today's college students call everything racist or sexist without knowing, quote, what the hell they're talking about. And I agree. They don't know what these people never lived real racism. These college students that try to call things racist and stuff, they don't know what they're talking about. But if only Seinfeld knew where the woke mind virus, to paraphrase Elon Musk, would go in the coming years. Now it's Marlon Wayans' turn to go viral. Wayans, part of the sprawling Wayans comedian clan, and he spoke with BuzzFeed about his new Netflix project, The Curse of Bridge Harlow, which is a cute little movie. If you got kids, it's something you can watch. The family-friendly film is a departure of sorts for Wayans. His earlier work, especially the race comedy White Chicks, is more in line with his comic sensibilities. The film found him dressing in whiteface as part of a comedic jinx. The film came up during the BuzzFeed chat, allowing Wayans to weigh in on why the ribald comedy still matters today. Quote, I don't know what planet Earth we're on where you think people don't need laughter and that people need to be censored and canceled. If a joke is gonna get me canceled, thank you for doing me a favor. It's sad that society is in this place where we can't laugh anymore. I ain't listening to this damn generation. I ain't listening to these folks. These scared ass people, these scared executives, y'all do what y'all want to do. Great. I'm still gonna tell my jokes the way I tell them. And if you want to make some money, jump on board. And if not, then I'll find a way to do it myself. And good on Marlon for speaking up and calling out this cancel culture crap. I mean, the left is they the left is the most unfunny people you will ever meet. The comedy they do sucks. Is all about hating Trump or hating Republicans, and that's all they make jokes about. And this there's totally unfunny. All you have to do is turn on SNL, which I would advise against because it's corny. But you could turn on SNL and look how corny and how unfunny they are because it's so many jokes you can joke like you could joke about Biden on and Hillary and all these other ilk is you can come up with so many jokes and they refuse to do it because they cape for them all day. The story went live on October 21st, but slowly other outlets started picking up on those particular quotes. Now, a Google search on Wayans and cancel culture brings up a crush of stories, both from small blogs to major news organizations like Variety. Why would news outlets circle back to a 3+ day old story? Wayans expressed what many are thinking but are too afraid to say. And of course, I'm not. When did we become so collectively fragile that we can't take a joke, especially when there's no ill intent behind it? Tell that to Amy Schumer, who got roasted for her 2016 comedy Snatch because the film's villains were people of color. The film is set in in a Latin American country, which makes it harder to turn the bad guys into woke approved straight white males. Wayans is hardly the only comic to address cancel culture. Previous anti woke stars like Joe Rogan, Dave Chappelle, Rick Gervais, John Cleese, Rob Snyder, and Bill Burr have directly addressed the matter. It's important to note that most of those comic voices are either liberal or center left. What Wayans did, though, is go one step further with his cancel culture critique. It's why the story caught fire online and why he may be moved to directly address the subject in the best way possible. Make a new movie that captures the white chick spirit for an audience ready to laugh. And I hope he does that. I definitely would check that out. But let me know what you think. Leave comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out themarkrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace. Oh,